I need to turn it on. Normally with the soldering gun, you plug it in and it's just on. This one I kind of forgot there's an on-off switch at the top, so. Alright, now it's warming up. New Akalox soldering iron gun. I've used this thing already quite a bit, and this thing is pretty sweet. It does jam once in a while, mostly due to operator error, but it is super easy to get reloaded. Once you put the roll of solder through there, it kind of just cranks itself out. This is basically the same type of mechanism as a like a welding MIG welder. Very similar, except the MIG welder, this is motorized. With this, it is just a click as you need. So we're going to put that back on there. Tighten that up. Then when you're using this, I've never had it jam. I've only had it jam when I let it cool down. And then it kind of got bunched up a little bit. Wasn't fed through right. But we'll push it through right there on the tip. There we go. See that? Super easy to use. It's a one-handed operation. That's that. Just adding stuff to an already existing circuit. See how easy that is? Exactly the amount of solder that I want. Single-handed, no drip. I thought this thing would be a little cheap and chintzy, but this is actually pretty freaking awesome. So I've been using it quite a bit. Now if I was smart, I would have added heat shrink in there first, but I'm not smart, so don't expect too much out of me. Easy, quick, one-handed operation. And now I can cut a length of this off and then slide some heat shrink tubing onto it to complete that little section there. Oh no! Well, I guess that heat shrink tubing is now part of the car. That I might have put a little much on, but that's okay. If you work the tubing a little bit, it still slides over fine. Might almost be time for a new lighter. We're going to, I like to cut them off like that so they're not actually like sticking out, and then fold them over onto themselves and then tape them off like that, and then there's no way this can bounce around and hit anything. And then because I have this loop in here, I know that this is going to be power if I ever need to tap into it for anything in the future. Just the way I do it. Alright, so that's gonna go there. This is gonna go here. Then we have one plate here. We got one plate for here. And one more plate for here. Get in there. Alright. And then, of course, this actually goes to nothing right now. That's something else that was in the old console. And this just kind of rests in there. So, gotta put the screws and everything in, but there is that. Okay, so here's the original plate that did go in here. That, you know, came down. I'm gonna try to, I got about this roughly to here. So I'm gonna try to just basically cut this here. See if I can get this to fit in there nicely. And make that work. Otherwise, if I need to, I could just measure in here. And design and 3D print something to go in there, so that's no big deal. So I'm gonna try to pop off these DC ports here, and then cut basically just along this line. That should be about where I need to cut, and then I can have the sync line in and the USB port into the system back in here, and I don't have to redesign something just for that. It's night now, so it's harder to see, but it's pretty much put back together. Most of it is now just, you know, cleaning and restocking and getting rid of the tools that are in here, the ones I don't need in here. But we can see that this is a nice little screen on this Mini Go 3 here. Lets me see what my actual camera angle is right there. So, if we look down here, we have a nice console here that has all my buttons and switches and whatever. We have 1, 2, 3 DC ports to plug stuff in, and then a fourth one down here, all the way down here, and then my ignition override button. So, now this isn't going to show up as well on the camera, but nice green, this plenty visible backlit buttons here, and they have, you know, the red indicators for which one's actually doing something. And then I do have my ignition override, so what that does is when I push it, I can take my key out, secure the vehicle, and then I can walk away. If somebody tries to steal it, you know, it'll shut off when they try to do anything in here. But if I push it, take it out, and walk away and come back and do whatever, and I put my key back in, then everything, you know, functions as normal. So that's that. Got my computer stand back in here, and then I also fixed the front corner up there that had an issue with
Sync has connected.
Yeah, the light in that corner, it was corroded in the wiring, so I put all new, you know, a new harness down in there and got rid of all the corrosion and stuff. I had to cut like 2 feet out to get all the way back where there was no corrosion left in the wiring. So that's that. So now I have that's for the lower fogs. We can turn on the lights, and then this is the front white bar. You already told me that. So now we have 3 levels of white lighting in the front here. So we got the upper bar, the headlights, and the lower fogs. The lower fogs are also strobes as well. They do override into strobes, but that's that. There's a different video that goes into all of the fun functions and features of this bar. I did want to add power outlets back here, maybe along this back wall or something. I do have room for a small inverter or something. I could do something like that, but I gotta brainstorm and see how exactly I wanted to do that. But all right, take the key out, lock it up, and we can walk away from it. So now I can take this thing to go do lockouts, jump starts, flat tires. I can go and train my drivers if they're in the truck. I don't have to be in the truck with them,
or I can go assist them on something they need help with. Whatever I need to do, this car is almost ready to be out also doing whatever else I need it to do. It's pretty much done.